What's up everyone, I am of course the Joker, and as you can see, today we're going to be talking about the Extreme Force set. So this is another, the good, the bad, and the ugly set talk. I loved doing the first one. It was on Flames of Destruction, which I know does come out after this one, but I did that one first because, you know, we got the entire list for it before we got the list for this one, which is really weird. I did talk about, you know, that this set was supporting particular archetypes and all that in one of my previous videos, but now that we've got the whole list, I thought, why not go over it? I've got all my tabs ready. I'll even show you guys all the tabs are indeed ready to go through this, and I'm going to try and do this one a lot quicker. You know, when it comes to the bad stuff, I'm just going to skip right over it because we don't need to see that. We don't need to deal with that. That's not what we want. But now, you know, I'm really enthusiastic to actually talk about this set. You know, as I talked about in previously, you know, you've got Pendulum, Rockets, Waltz, World Legacy archetypes, as well as, you know, attribute boost to C, Signet, and DD series. And then it brings in some newer stuff, which is like the Mech Knights, Tindangles, and, you know, the first support for Boral, Evolution Pill, and Mythical Beast archetypes to the OCG/TCG. So, you know, looks pretty fun. A lot of different archetypes getting support. I'm just going to talk about the breakdown. You know, of course the OCG gets a lot better. They've got chances of better res than we do. And, you know, in ours we get the 9 cards per pack, 24 packs per box, and the set contains 100 cards. So there's 8 secret rares, 10 ultra rares, 14 super rares, 20 rares, and 48 commons. And you know me, guys, I don't want to deal with that common stuff unless it looks absolutely wicked with the artwork. And, you know, we're going to be talking about all these cards here. You know, we've got a few rares. Wonder what the, you know, super rares can also come as secret rare. The super can also come as secret. Some of them you can get either or. And, you know, we're just going to have some fun with this, really. So let's just get right into it, guys. I'm super pumped. I'm super excited to do this, and hopefully you guys like it too. So for our first card, we of course have at the very top of the list, because we're going to go through the list, Zombino. Now, Zombino is a normal earth monster. I love the artwork there. I love zombies. There's a shout out to one of my teammates, Hannah. She also loves zombies, so who knows if she also picks up this. My team is Dual Study X, by the way, guys. I of course represent them, and they represent me. It's a whole representation. We love each other. There's not really much to say about this card apart from it's a zombie, so I'm just going to go right over that one. Then we've got Lockout Gardener. This card is a Monster Earth Cyburst. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Types, it's a Cyburst monster. It's a level 3. Trigger quick. What's the effect, guys? When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, you can special summon this card from your hand in attack position, and if you do, it cannot be destroyed by battle this turn. Now that's a nice protection. If, you know, the attack was a little bit better, it would be even more beastie. But, you know, it can't be destroyed by battle this turn, which is pretty good. When an effect of a monster your opponent controls is activated that targets one Cyber's monster you control and no other cards, quick effects, you can negate effects of both that Cyber monster you control and that opponent's monster until the end of this turn. So I don't know if that's from the hand. It doesn't say it has to be on the field or the hand or anything, but, you know, that's still pretty fun with that. Then we've got Striping Partner. The weird names these people come up with. Cyburst again, so we're getting a lot of Cyburst support. I'm not a big fan of the whole Cyburst engines and all that. I'm not really liking them so far. Comment down below what you guys think on them though. I really want to hear what you guys got to say. This one is like, cannot be normal summoned / set, must be special summoned by its own effect, which doesn't already sound good. If the activation of a monster effect activated on the field is negated except during damage step, you can special summon this card from it. So if an effect is negated, you can special summon this. That's ridiculous. When this card is special summoned, you can target one level 4 or lower Cyber's monster in your graveyard, special summon it. That just seems like too much work for like 2 level 4 monsters to me. That's just, there's so many better Cyber's cards I've said in the past, and that just seems like too much work, so I'm not going to bother with that one. That to me is just bad in general. So far, a lot of these cards are bad. I mean, the artwork is nice, but the effects are just absolutely garbage. Now we've got a Flick Clown, and you guys know I love clowns because I am the Joker. This card does not look like a clown. What? You cannot call this card a clown. It doesn't look like a clown, and I'm not liking that already. Now, If you control 2 or more Cybers monsters other than this card and you control no cards in your hand, you can pay 1,000 life points to draw 1 card. So you pay 1,000 life points to draw 1 card. That's well done. 1,000. There are so many cards that do better than that. But you know, it's a clown, so I'll give it to the benefit of the doubt. It does look ugly, but you know, the effect isn't too bad. I mean, if you really need that 1 card. Still, paying 1,000, it's never something nice, because your opponent can easily beat you when you keep on losing life points like that. Then we've got this whole Bit Looper. It's another Cybers. As you can see, there's a lot of Cybers. So if you want to get into Cybers, I suggest picking this setup. If you don't want to get into Cybers, don't pick up this set so far. Pretty simple. You can send 1 level 2 or lower monster from your hand to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. So if you've got lower levels and all that, that's pretty fun. Now there is a card that you can do a combo with. Dot Scaper, I'm pretty sure the name is. I might be wrong on that. But if that card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon it. So you can use its effect, special summon itself, as well as special summoning this. So you've got 2 Cybers monsters out on the field. Then you go for a link summon and you can have a lot of fun. So if you're playing like that, it is quite fun. But these days, a lot of the good Cybers cards are like level 3 or 4. So I mean, it's a risky game depending on how you're wanting to play with that. I'm so far not liking this set, guys. I mean, I don't know if you guys are, but reading the effects, I know I'm probably making it sound a lot worse than it is, but, you know, to me, the set so far is just terrible, and we've only gotten a few cards in. Then we've got this Belt Link Wall Dragon. Okay, cannot be normal summon / set, must be special summoned by its own effect. Ugh, don't like that already. I don't like the whole thing of it has to be special summoned by its own effect, really? When you link summon, you can special summon this card from your hand. That's not bad. Okay, I take it back. When you link summon, which you're going to be doing a ton of in a Cybers deck, you can bring this out. This is a dragon, however, so you can't go for your Cybers links, but still. You can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, place 2 counters on it. Neither player can link summon a monster with a higher link rating than the number of counters on this card. Okay, now it's just destroyed itself, because a lot of link monsters you want to be going for are at least, you know, 2 or higher, so already it's pretty bad. Monsters cannot attack except links monsters. If you don't have, you know, that's even worse. I mean, although this card you would want to be going into defense, and you've got a pretty beastly defense, but you know, if you're playing a link deck, it's not just full on links. You want to be going into other monsters, and that's just my opinion on that. If a link monster is link summoned, remove 2 counters from this card once per turn during the standby phase. Place 1. That's just, you know, I would honestly link summon, put the 2 counters on it, and then use it to link summon for something else. I would get rid of this card. It's a special summon. That's it. That's what I would be using it for. It's ugly art. It's ugly effect. It's not good. Then we have Shell Rocket Dragon. Okay, so we've got some rocket support. Let's hope this card gets a little better. When a link monster's effect is activated that targets this face-up card on the field, quick effect, you can destroy this card, then destroy 1 monster in the same column as the zone this card was in, and if there is a monster in the zones adjacent horizontal to that destroyed monster, destroy that monster. Okay, so that's pretty fun. That's pretty good destruction. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed on the field by battle or card effect and sent there this turn, you can special summon 1 rocket from the deck except this card. Now that's a nice card. You can easily bring it out. I have faith in this card. That it's just the fact that it's a link monster's effect that has to be activated is the worst part, but I'm pretty from what I remember with rockets, they pretty much target themselves, so you can have some fun with that. I'm not going to call it bad. Can't call it good and I can't call it ugly, so let's just call it somewhere in between. We've got to come up with a category for that, guys. So comment down below what you guys, you know, if it's not good, bad, or ugly, what is it? Then we've got some Metal Rocket Dragon. When a link monster's effect, yeah, so once again it's another link monster, which I'm pretty sure was the theme with rockets. I don't ever go into rockets, it was too slow for me. I prefer burn, I prefer, you know, counter. Hell, I would play counter fairy over this, and I don't even like counter fairies. So, the effect of this card reads, that targets this face-up card on the field. Quick effect, you can destroy this card, then destroy all cards your opponent controls in the same column as the zone this card was in. So it's a lot of destruction that rockets are getting. And then during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed by battle or card effect and sent there this turn, special summon one rocket from your deck except this one, and you can only activate this card once per turn. So, you know, rockets are getting some pretty good cards. All the other stuff I wasn't liking, but, you know, if you're a rocket player, you know, you're going to be getting a lot better support and might be some fun for you. Then we've got these tin dangles. Now, tin dangles, in my group, someone called these things like the most ugly things ever. Not in my dual-sided X group, but in my Duelist Sanctuary section I'm also in. Because I'm in a whole bunch of Facebook groups. I just love it so much. And, you know, there's another group for you guys. A lot of the stuff that I mentioned will always be in the description down below. So if you want to check it out, feel free to. But, you know, tin dangles are flip effects. So, you know, it's like crawlers, but I don't know yet. You can flip. You can special summon one flip monster from your hand or graveyard in face down defense position, except this card. If this card is activated during your opponent's battle phase and the battle phase. Now I'm liking these tin dangles. If you've got one in your graveyard or in your hand, which you should probably have one in your hand, you know, you're going to have a lot of fun. So tin dangles are definitely getting some like from me. Tin dangles, because they're trolly. Sorry guys, I'm just cracking up laughing because I can imagine people playing this. Okay, if you control a set monster, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. Okay, you can only special summon one tin dangle this card once per turn. If a monster is normal summoned or special summoned to a zone, an opponent's link monster points to while this card is on the field, except during the damage step, you contribute this card special summon one tin dangle from your hand or deck in attack position or face down defense position. So, you know, tin dangles are looking kind of fun. They're like, you know, as soon as your opponent tries to do something, you can do something else, which looks like a lot of fun in my opinion. Then you've got tin dangle hound. Flip. Okay, so first I want to... Okay, so you can bring this card out with the card we saw before, because look at all those stars. But flip, you can target one other face-up monster on the field. This card gains attack equal to that monster's original attack. So you got to want to be protecting this for at least once turn because its defense is 0. Then change that monster to face-down defense position. Each monster your opponent controls loses 1000 attack for each monster linked to it. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one set monster on the field, change it to face-up defense position. So that's one of, you know, it's a nice attack, but apart from that, that's all it's good for to me. Then we've got tin dangle apostle. I hope that's right. Flip, you can change up to 3 set monsters you control to face up defense position. Then if they're all tin dangle monsters, which they probably will be, you can add up to that many tin dangle cards from your deck to your hand. So it's just searching power. And you know, I'm going over these pretty quickly. Honestly, because tin dangles, some are good, some are like they could be a lot better, but all the artwork on these things look absolutely weird and freaky. I'm not going to call them ugly though, because this is the kind of stuff I absolutely love with the artwork. So just artwork alone looks pretty cool. Okay, so sorry about that little cut there, but now it's time to keep on going. I'm going to try and go a lot faster. You know, I'm not going to read the effects of all of them. I'm pretty much just going to skim read them and, you know, talk about them as quick as I possibly can for you guys. If you guys, you know, as I said, if you guys want to check out the whole list on all this, there will be a link to this site in the description down below. And if you guys want to talk about this more, just hit me up in the comment section down below, or hit me up on any of the social networks I'm a part of, and I'll be happy to talk about these cards even more and in more detail. But now it's time to keep on moving. It's time for Tin Dangle Intruder. And you know, with this card, you know, you can add by flipping and all that. And it's just a lot of searching. It's a lot of fun. But you know, with these whole tin dangles, it looks like you have to do a lot of work for them. And to me, that's just not something I want to be a part of. I don't want to be going to so much work to try and flip and then have possibly a board. So I mean, so far all the cards that this set has given us is not something that is really useful, something that's meta-defying. But you never know, like hopefully, you know, going on with the list, we get something a little bit better. And this is the first time I am seeing the list. I haven't looked into all the cards. I looked into maybe a few, but that's about it. But now it's time to go into the Mech Knight Blue Sky. So with the Mech Knights, I did look into these ones, and it looks like, you know, there's a lot of special summoning if 2 cards are in the same column, and they do have a second effect, which I'm not going to go into the second effect on all of these. All I'm pretty much, you know, going to go over is the fact of the same kind of thing. So it's a lot of the whole Jack Knights as well, the Mech Knights and all these Knight things, they all have pretty much the exact same effect, and it's if 2 cards are in the same column, this card can be special summoned. Now that does sound cooler within reason, but there's the problem is to that column. So, for you to bring out any of these Knights, any of these, and there are a few, like I'm even going to go across them, guys. So you've got Mech Knights, you've got Green Heights, you've got Flickering Flame, and they all have a second effect. I'm just not going to go into the second effect, because to me, the first effect is the part that sucks the most. It's the fact of your opponent has to have a card in a column, same with you, it has to be in the same column for you to bring out any of these monsters. For you to bring out any monster, that's what has to happen. Now, the exception to this is if you have a Link monster and you've got a trap, then you can special summon to the mill and then maybe you can go for more plays. But that's it. It's the fact of you have to make sure your opponent has something before you can even special out any of these, because every single one of them are 5 stars high, like they're above the 5-star limit, so you can't, you know, bring out any of them without having to special summon. So I mean, to me, that is just something that is not useful. It's not, I mean, if you've got the time to do that, go right ahead. But I'm going to call this, you know, this whole Jack Knight thing bad, trash, and artwork, not a fan of, so got to call it ugly. I'm sorry that I'm giving hate on this set. When a set that comes along that is really nice, of course I'm going to give it some support, I'm going to give it some love, but so far I'm seeing with this set, I'm not seeing anything that's decent that can really help anyone out. Unlike I saw in Flames to Destruction, that set that we're getting with a, you know, there's a hand trap that's really nice, and that card looks really good. You know, that set is something that's probably worth picking up just for a few cards, but probably not the whole box, so I'm not going to be picking up any of these boxes so far. I'll get the individual cards happily, but that's about it. And with these Jack Knights, as I was saying, you know, they've all got the same effect of, you know, you have to have cards in the column to special summon them out. Now, they've all got a second effect. I'm not going to go into them, as I said, and I know I'm talking a lot faster. I'm trying to go through this as quick as I possibly can for you guys, because I don't want this video to be way too long for you guys. And, you know, comment down below what you guys think of that, and comment down below, you know, what you guys think of this whole Jack Knight. I'm not a fan, but, you know, you never know who could be. But, you know, we've got the whole Jack Knight of Purple Dust, and once again, it's all the same effects. So I'm going to go over these really quickly. And now that we're at World Legacy Shield, you know, this is another card. It's just something we probably don't need for the deck. Unaffected by effects from any monsters that was special summoned from the extra deck. You know, there's the effect right there. I really don't like it. Just skim reading over it. You can pay 1,000 life points, special summon this card. Then your opponent can special summon one monster from their hand or graveyard. So bringing it out is pretty fun, but that's about it. So I mean, it's not good, nor is it bad, but you know, the artwork is definitely ugly. But that's about it. You know, I do want to go over these a lot quicker. Listen to more of your opinions on these guys. I just want to give a quick elaboration on how I feel about them. I mean, we've got these pendulums. I did look into these a little bit. A lot of it relies on spell counters and doing all that, which to me, that's a slow play. So with all of these, and the other thing is they're all Pendulum 4s, which I don't see that being a good thing. Like Pendulum 4, Pendulum 4, and Pendulum 4. I know I'm going over these quickly, I'm sorry about that, guys. But I mean, Pendulum 4, they're all Pendulum 4, guys. And I even looked into the effect. They don't have a whole thing of, you know, changing their pendulum effect. So, I mean, I don't see this being at all decent with that whole, you know, that Jackal stuff. So that's another deck, that archetype that isn't useful, that we definitely don't need. It would have been nicer if other decks that we've seen in the past get a lot more support, that we actually do need support for those decks. But, you know, Konami barely does that, which is getting really annoying at this point, but hopefully they do. So that's why I skimmed over both the Knights and the Jackals, because to me, Knights are too hard to bring out. Jackals are just absolutely ridiculous with the amount of time you have to put into them. And, you know, if you guys want to talk about that more, you know, as I said, just comment down below. I'm happy to do that. And I just really want to have this fun chat with you guys and go over this quickly. But now I've got some artifact, and, you know, this is another card I did look into. I looked into some, but not all, just so I can do this a lot quicker for you guys, because I know the last one went so long, and I really want to speed this up for you guys and hopefully make it better, and hopefully you guys do like this one a lot more. Tell me if you do, tell me if you don't, and, you know, I just want to be the best YouTuber that I possibly can be for you guys. That's my goal at the end of the day. But, you know, with this one, you know, it's an absolutely ridiculous one. It's not ridiculous good, it's ridiculous bad. Trust me. You can set this card, once again, you know, it's the whole, when this card is destroyed, you can special summon it. If this card is special summoned during your opponent's turn, target one artifact monster in your graveyard, special summon in defense position. So that's good with defense. The part that they stuffed up with this is also you cannot special summon monsters until the end of your next turn except artifact monsters. Now this sucks to me because artifacts are not something that stand on their own a lot. If you've seen a lot of other artifact decks, you know that they don't stand on their own. They always go with something else. Artifact lands here for one. That always goes into decks that, you know, you want to hit those banished decks with. But on their own, they do not stand primarily good at this point. So that's why I mean, like, if they didn't have that effect, maybe it would be decent. But, I mean, apart from that, you know, if this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you could have easily, like, okay, I'm going to set this, wait till my opponent's turn, go MST, special out 2, bam. Or I could set this, activate it on my turn, sorry, not on my turn, but on their turn, special summon, and then wait till my turn to end, or wait till their turn to end, preferably, then activate it right before they end, then on my turn, then special summon. But because I can't do that, it's just not something I find really useful. Then we've got Ang Grappler, and this is a card that already looks ridiculous with the art, and I heard another channel talk about this, I can't remember the name, but that's why I know this card sucks. I mean, when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent by direct attack, you can target one monster in your graveyard, special summon in defense position. Well done! No, because it's 100 attack and its effect, there is no effect that allows it to attack directly. So you're telling me I have to make sure my opponent's field is completely empty for me to hopefully attack with 100 monster, for me to possibly bring out a monster in defense position, just to maybe bring in a Link or some other monster that might be useful. That's just ridiculous. Screw that. No. You can do so much better with other cards that are coming out. So I find this ridiculous, bad, and just morally wrong in general. Now we've got Gen Shi Matsu. Hopefully I pronounced that right. If I didn't, I'm sorry. You know, I do like the artwork on this. I gotta say, when it has artwork like that, I find it pretty funny. But let's read the effect. Flip, you can draw one card, then discard one card. Once per turn, you can change this card to face down defense position. Defense is good. Well done. Hold on a minute. I have to draw then discard. So that's a -1. Nobody likes that. People are still arguing at Potted Desires for it being a -9 when it's in your deck. That you're negging cards. No. You still get a plus. In my opinion, it's a plus. But this card, it's a neg. Why is that good? I'm sorry that I'm laughing. I'm finding this set ridiculously bad and funny that why would this be a thing that you actually want? I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, let's just keep going and cracking up laughing. I've given up on calling this set bad. I'm just going to crack up laughing. You know it's bad. Now we've got DD Pursuer Quick Effect. You can target one face-up monster you control, banish it till the end phase, so it's a protection. If you're a protector, sure, why not? But let's keep going. I don't know if to call that bad or good. It depends on the deck, really. Now we've got Mikuratori. Let's call it that, Mikuratori. And this card gains appropriate effects based on its location in the main monster zone. Okay. Leftmost gains 1000 attack and defense. Rightmost, this card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. Middle cannot be destroyed by by opponent's card effects, not by battle, just opponent's card effects, and cannot be targeted by them. And then the other 2 is just monsters in this card's column cannot activate their effects. So that's pretty funny. I mean, just summon it and troll your opponent, I guess. So this is just a ridiculous set that's either trolling or just having a laugh, really. But let's keep going. I know I'm not, like, taking the time to really go into these cards so much, but to me, it's all pretty much either funny bad or just bad in general. And, you know, I'm not liking any of the cards so far. But that's just me. Comment down below what you guys got to say, really. I really want to hear your opinions. I really want to stress that enough. I really can't stress that enough, is what I meant to say. Now we've got Tasmanian Devil. Now I'm in Australia, so this card better not be offensive. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can add one level 4 or lower beast monster from your deck to your hand. Now it's 1700, so it's not too bad. And you can add, but it's a beast, so unless you're a beast player, I don't see this card being useful. Now we've got Data Transvader. What Kinesis? That name is just ridiculous. Data Transvader, what Kinesis? That can turn into a song. I know. Okay, quick effect. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, then target one monster your opponent controls. Ooh, yes. I can target one monster my opponent controls. Move that monster to another of my main... What the hell? To another of my opponent's main monsters? Why would I need that? Okay, so it's a column thing. Yeah, we've got some column stuff in this. But let me hear this. I can activate this from my hand to target my opponent's monster. And of all the things I want to do, I want to move that monster. That's not what I want to do. What I want to do is I want to destroy it. I want to take it. I want to banish it for a turn. Of all the things I want to do, moving it is not my objective. This card sucks. I'm sorry. Like, that sucks to me. Just the name, just everything. The artwork is nice and the name is funny, but the effect is stupid. So I'm going to keep going with that. And then we've got Inspect Border. Cannot be normal summoned or... I'm sorry, I'm laughing because it's on a surfing board and that just reminds me of V-Rains. Or V-Brains, whatever you want to call it. Cannot be normal summoned or special summoned while you control a monster. So you have to summon this card first before you do anything else. Each turn, each player can only attempt to activate monster's effect up to the number of monster card types on the field. So they can only activate one of the effects per turn. But I have to summon this before I summon anything else. Yeah, how about I just use Dimensional Barrier and stop what I don't want to see? That sounds like it's a better idea. I mean, I can't target links, but if it gets an errata, it'll be good, but Dimensional Barrier is a lot better than this card. Now we've got Overtext Coitless. Okay, so this card is a dinosaur. Oh, nice. Cannot be normal summoned / set. Must be special summoned from your hand by shuffling 5 of your banished dinosaur monsters into the deck. Now, if you play True King Dinos, that's not a hard thing to do, but there are already monsters that you already want to be using that effect for, so primarily I don't see this as being one of the main ones you want to be bringing out, but let's keep reading. You can destroy one dinosaur monster in your hand. Sorry, I skipped an effect. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a spell or trap card, quick effect, you can destroy one dinosaur monster in your hand or field, and if you do, negate the activations, and if you do that, destroy that card. So, you know, Babysaurus and all that, Petite Dragon, Petite Dinosaur, that's what I call it, I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. But, you know, if those cards are destroyed, you can either search or special summon, depends on which one you're using and all that, so it's a lot of fun. But it only negates the spell or trap. If it was a monster, it would be a lot better. I mean, there's other cards you can use to negate spells and traps, but, you know, to each their own. And then, the other is, if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can add one Evolution Pill spell from your deck to your hand. So the card is not too bad for the deck, but it's not too OP, so I'm not giving it too much hate, but, you know, hopefully, you know, some people can find use out of it. I mean, I know that when I want to be playing True King Dino, that's probably not one of the cards I'm going to be picking up, but, you know, because there's a lot better of other ones, but that's just my opinion on that. But now we've got Contacting C, the amount of stars on this card, so it better be good. When your opponent normal or special summons a monster except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's field in defense position. If you would fusion, synchro, exceed, or link summon, you must use this face-up card on the field as a material. So, let me get this straight. If they were to, or me, I'm pretty sure if it's they, so I'm going to go with they on this. Correct me if I'm wrong on the bottom if you think it's something else, but if I'm going to go with them. If you would, as in them, fusion, synchro, exceed, or link summon, you must use this face-up card on the field as a material. Now, there are many link monsters that can easily be brought out through this because they have an effect. So if they're playing links, it's not going to, you know, it's not going to bother them. Exceed, there aren't many XZs generic ranked 6s that you always bring out, so that's not too bad. But I mean, straight up, for the first thought is, if they are playing Fluffles, you don't want to give them this. Mrs. Radiant, instantly, you're just dead. So, I mean, it's good if you're playing against Synchros and Fusion or XZs players, but now that we're in the whole Link format, there are so many cards that you can easily bring out, so I don't see this card being really useful in my opinion, so I gotta give it a bad. But now we've got some links. Okay, so we've got Eco Talker, which is actually the picture on the front. If I'm not wrong, I'm just going to go right down here. Yep, that's the one. Eco Talker is the one on the front. So, let's read what it is. Attribute Wind, it's going across and up, so I mean I would have preferred this to be better. It's Cyberse monsters only, so I'm already not liking it because I'm not a Cyberse fan. When this card is linked summon, you can choose unused main monster zones equal to the number of monsters in your extra monster zones. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it. It's Cyberse, so I'm not really interested. I mean, you guys can read that, but I'm already not liking it, so that's why I stopped reading it on that. Now we've got Underclock Talker, Cyberse again, so I'm not liking the whole Cyberse, but this one's a 2 effect monster, so hopefully it's something better. So it points across and down, which isn't too bad. Once per turn, you can target one face-up monster this card points to, and one face-up monster your opponent controls. That opponent's monster loses attack equal to the monster this card points to until the end phase. So, I mean, it's lowering the attack, which isn't too bad, which can be a lot of fun. So, might find some use out of it. Completely up to you guys. Then we've got Vector Square Archfiend. Type Cyberse. Once again, not liking, guys. As soon as it's Cyberse, I'm not liking it. I'm not a whole fan of the Cyberse. Comment down below, though. That's one thing I want to ask. Are you a fan of the Cyberse, or are you not a fan of the Cyberse, or you just don't care about the Cyberse? Well, this one is 2+ Cyberse monsters. When this card is destroyed, when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to your graveyard, you contribute one monster this card points to, special summon the destroyed monster to either player's zone this card points to, so you want it to yours? Are you kidding? You want it to yours. But it points across and up, so you have to destroy one of your decent, monsters to bring this out, or you destroy one of yours. I don't see that being fun. Tribute. And if you do special summon to your opponent's, keep reading that. Special summon the destroyed monster to either player's zone this card points to, and if it is special summon to your opponent's field, this card can make a second attack during the battle phase. So, that part I do like. You can destroy it, bring it back, and attack it again, which can be a lot of damage, and if it's a really bad monster that they've, had to bring out, it can be a lot of fun. And you get to pick if it's in the battle position. It doesn't say that your opponent gets to pick that, so I assume that you do, so that's a lot of fun there. And here we are, time to get on to the next one, which is another Link monster, which is called Flame Administrator. This takes 2 fire monsters, so it's nice seeing some, ones that can be more generically used. I mean, we've had Mrs. Radiant, we've had Miss Starboy, but those were actually pretty good because both of them pointed down. Now we're seeing ones that, they're not really that much generic. And even looking into this, it's 2 Cyberse monsters, so straight away, you know what? I correct myself. That's not generic. I really wish they would bring out more generic ones. That would definitely help a lot of people out. I mean, as I said, we've got Miss Starboy, we've got Mrs. Radiant. Come on, give us some more Konami, and it would be a lot better. But this one takes 2 Cyberse monsters. All Link monsters you control gain 800 attack. You can only control one of these monsters per turn. So you can only control one of these guys. But I mean, so straight away it goes up to actually 2000 attack. But hear me out, if this was actually instead fire, pointed down, it would be a lot better. It would be helping, so many more different decks, and just, in my opinion, be a lot more useful. But I mean, if you want to play that in Cyberse Link decks, go right ahead. I don't personally like it, however. Then we've got Recovery Sorcerer. This points down and across. It once again takes 2 Cyberse monsters. So if you want to be building Cyberse, as I said earlier, this is probably a set you do want to pick up. If you want to be building any of those other decks, Tindangles and also the Knights, yeah, this is a set that you can pick up. If you want to be playing meta, if you want to be actually winning a lot of tournaments, I don't recommend picking up this set from the cards that we have seen to this point. And we've only got a few left, really, guys, and I'm going to go through them a lot faster. But I mean, so far this set, as I've said, there might be a few off rare, decent-ish cards, but they're on their own. They're not actually useful apart from that, and apart from just they laugh this set really hasn't brought us anything decent so far. But, you know, let's just keep going. As I was saying, you know, we've got this one, which is a 2 Cyberburst monsters. Quick effect, you can target 1 Cyberburst Link monster in your graveyard that was destroyed this turn, special summon it, but its effects are negated. Also is destroyed during the end phase. You can only use the effect of this once per turn. So, I mean, it was destroyed this turn, you get to special summon it, then you go for more Link plays, but, you know, it's a stall kind of thing. And, you know, at this point in the game, we don't really want many stall cards, in my opinion. What we want is, you know, we want quick, powerful cards. And although it says quick play, it's still what I would call a stall card because it takes so much work to actually get into it. So in my opinion, you know, we need more OP cards. We need some cards that will change the game. I mean, when Ash Blossom came out, it changed the game a lot. We need more budget versions of that, though. They can actually be afforded. I mean, I looked into it today, and it's still like a $80 to $100 card if you just want to buy one. So to me, that's still ridiculous. I'm not going to pay for that. I don't have the money to pay for that. Jeez, that can be put towards something that's actually, you know, I can pride myself on a lot more. I do love Yu-Gi-Oh, but as you guys can see behind me, I am a collector of all sorts, and I would rather pay $300, hell, even $100 for an ornament than pay that much for a card. I don't know if anyone else is the same, and, you know, I know I went off topic with that, but that's just me. Like, cards need to be more cost-effective for, you know, this game to be more fair, and, you know, just so we can enjoy it a lot more, in my opinion. But let's keep going, as I was saying, you know. We've got this one, which is a Link, Cyberburst Link monster. It actually takes a Link, Cyberburst Link monster. Cannot be used as a Link material. Already that sucks. You can only control one of these. Sucks even more. After you special summon this card, you take no effect damage that turn. The first turn you would take battle or effect damage. This turn you do not. That card sucks. The attack is ridiculous. It takes too much to bring it out. And the fact that you can't use it as a Link material makes it suck even more. So this card just sucks. Now we've got 3 Burst Dragon, pointed up, across, and down. So let's read the effect. 2 monsters accept tokens. Now that's something that's actually decent apart from the thing of tokens, but that's because we use so many different tokens to bring out a lot of cards. That's probably why they're hitting that. But this card is once per turn during the damage step when a spell / trap card or monster effect is activated. Quick effect, you can negate the activation. Now that I'm liking. If this card attacks or defense position monster, inflict piercing. So this card is really nice so far. During your main phase, except the turn this card was special summon, you contribute this card, then target 1 Link 2 or lower monster in your graveyard, special summoned it. Then you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower dragon monster from your hand. So in a dragon deck, yes, this would be better. I mean, just before that last bit, if it was just special summon a level 4 or lower monster in general, this card would be even more better. I would hell even put this into my deck just if it had that effect, but because it doesn't, you know, the whole piercing damage is pretty nice. So it's a debatable card. I'm not going to call it bad. I can't call it bad. The artwork is so weird that I can't even call it ugly. To me, it reminds me of the whole, you know, Chaz Princeton cards and all that. The XZ Metal Tank and all that. So yeah, but I'm not going to call it the best, because of where the arrows are pointed. I would feel it would be a lot better if at least they were pointing down, but that's just me. Comment down below what you guys think on that. Now we've got a Ting Dangle Link monster, so this one's a lot nice. Up, down, across, and it's 0 attack, so the effect better be good. If you have 3 or more Ting Dangle monsters in your graveyard, including at least one, with different names of course, including at least one Tindangle base gardener, this card gains 300 attack, 3000 attack. Okay. Gains 500 attack for each Tindangle monster it points to. At the end of the battle phase, if this card declared an attack, you can special summon 1 Tindangle token. Okay, so primarily, yeah, you'd be using 3 different Tindangle monsters to bring this card out, and as long as one's a base gardener, which of course I'm going to click onto that, which was this one, which is the one you can special summon if you control a set monster, then yeah, you can bring this card out. So, I'm sorry guys, I know I'm laughing. So you pretty much want to try and bring this guy out as quick as you possibly can, bomb the field, and then just hopefully win you the game, but that'd be a lot of fun. So, you know, the Tindangles are just so funny, and that's why I'm laughing. It's probably the brightest thing I've seen come from this set. It's the one thing that's actually made me like this set, this whole Tindangle thing. But I mean, apart from that so far, we're not seeing anything good. But let's keep going. I mean, we've got Altergeist, and Altergeist keep on gaining support. Why not? Because they just can't get enough, can they? I'm not a fan of Altergeist, of course, but that's just me. A lot of these cards I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of a lot of the newer stuff. I'm more old school. I mean, the newest stuff that I've probably liked is the Trickstars, and I'm going to keep on mentioning that till the day I die, probably, because I love Trickstars. But, you know, 2 Altergeist monsters gains attack equal to the combined original attack of the Altergeist monsters this card points to. So you want 1 monster. That's it. You can't get 2 monsters from this. This is just 1 monster. Okay. You contribute 1 Altergeist monster this card points to, so you then lose attack of this card. Negate the activation, when a spell trap card or effect is activated, then you can do that whole negate, destroy that card. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Altergeist card from your deck to your hand. So it's a searcher, adder. I mean, if the arrows were different, yeah, it would be a lot better. But you know, just because you can only destroy 1, that's why I'm not liking this card. Then we've got Jack Knight of the World Scars. Okay, so Jack Knights, the thing that you can special summon as long as you've got the things. So keep in mind with Jack Knights, you have to make sure you've got a lot of spells and traps that are decent, and that your opponent has the same column. So then you can special out and, you know, go for a lot of awesome plays, which would be fun. But I mean, you know, it's just so much work that you have to go through to bring that out. And I mean, there's so many better decks that do a lot better and take less to actually bring out better monsters. But I mean, you know, to each their own. It is a Cyberse, but it takes the Mech Knights, of course. While there are no other cards in the same column as this card, it can attack directly. So, what you want to do is you want to destroy the stuff in your opponent's column, and also yours, and then then you can attack directly. If this card in the extra monsters zone does not point to a monster, it cannot be destroyed by card effects. Also, your opponent cannot target it with the card effects. You can send 1 other card you control in this card's column to the graveyard, special summon 1 mech monster from your deck in defense position. Okay. Here's my idea. With this only decent deck, if you've clicked on. So you want to be special summoning out with the same column. So you've got to have ones in your back row. Then you can special summon multiple. Although you can only special 1 of them once per turn. Now there are so many different ones, as I showed, that you might have a chance. So, keeping that in mind, what you want to do is you want to bring this guy out. There's your first link. You want to keep none in that zone, so you want to destroy something. His effect is being able to destroy something, so you get special to a Mech Knight. If you can bring out 3 of these, make sure nothing's in that 3 columns, so you want to make sure 3 columns are cleared. Very difficult, but you know, Regeki, Dark Hole, Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, why not? Actually, no, not Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, that would... Unless you put the monster in 2 different zones that are pointing away, then it might be useful. But, keeping all that in mind, then you can do 9,000 attack. Possibly. But you got to make sure that your opponent doesn't have cards that will stop you from summoning this card, stop you from doing a whole bunch, which is even more ridiculous, and it would just take too much work. But, you know, there's one idea if you guys really want to do that. Then we have, you know, this weird looking guy. Okay. Saryuja? I'm sorry, guys. Saryuja Skulldread. It is an Earth. It takes 4 monsters to bring out. It goes up, down always, and you know, let's hope for something fun. Okay, 2+ monsters with different names. So as long as you do different names, you can bring it out. This card gains the effect based on the number of monsters used for its link summon. 2+, well, you're gonna have to use 2+, unless you're using the whole, you know, link materials and all that. 2+, if a monster is normal summoned or special summoned to a zone this card points to, this card gains 300 attack. 3+, once per turn, you can special summon 1 monster from your hand. 4+, when this card is link summoned, you can draw 4 cards, then place 3 cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck in any order. That last part sucks. If it was just letting you draw, that'd be a lot better. So, I mean, I'm not really liking it personally. It's just too much work to want to bring out. The effects aren't that OP to want to bring out, and the attack just isn't there, and your opponent can, you know, what if they have Solemn Strike and you've just wasted 4 monsters to bring out this card you thought was going to be good. So yep, nope, not a good card. Now we've got Ventriloquist Clara Rushka. Now I got to give it for the, you know, the art. Pointing up is never a good thing, but let's read the effect. Cannot be link summoned during one normal monster / set monster. Cannot be link summoned except during main phase 2. What? So I let my opponent special summon if I keep this out on the field. It has to use a normal monster, so let's think of all the useful decks that are there. None that are actually useful at this point, and I cannot link summon it except during my main phase 3. So where I would want to use this, to go for a whole World Chalice play, let's, you know, point it out, special summon that, and then want to go for so many plays, I can't do that, because it has to be done in my main phase 2. Now the art is beautiful, can't argue that. The effect, terrible, the attack, not worth it, everything else is just garbage. I'm sorry guys, it's garbage. So this set is so much garbage so far, so much garbage. Finally. Oh, this card though. Guys, I was saying it through the entire thing. You know, we need one for Mrs. Radiant, we've got one for Mr. Starboy. Now we've got Doolittle Chimera, which is for the Fire decks, and it's pretty much the exact same thing, except, you know, all water monsters on the field lose 400 attack. You know, it's one of those things. If this card is destroyed, then you get to add, so it's basically Mrs. Radiant, Mr. Starboy. You know, it's the same kind of stuff, except it's a fire one, so if you like fire decks, yes, you've got one. So there's one good card. I'm going to keep that card up. You know, I didn't keep all the other cards up because I don't find them useful, but let's keep it up because I find that good for fire decks. Now we've got some spells. So we've got Linkage Hole. If you control a Link 4 or higher monster, destroy monsters your opponent controls up to... Nah, just Link 4, higher, not worth it. Fire Prison. All dragon monsters on the field. Don't really want to read into that because it's the whole dragon thing. If you have 2 or more Cyberse Link monsters that are on the field, negate the activate effects of Cyber. Yeah, that's just targeting things I don't want to talk about. So yeah, I'm going to skip that one. Revolve Boot Sector, that's about rockets, so, you know, there's the effect on that. I am skipping over these because when they target one particular deck that I don't even find useful at this point, it's not useful. It's, you know, it's not a card that we really need. Now we've got one for Tindangles. Now I am going to read this because I was liking Tindangles and I was cracking up laughing, so maybe this makes me crack up laughing again. Tindangle monsters in your main monster zone cannot be destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effects. Yes! The first battle damage your... I'm sorry, that's funny. That's something decent. The first battle damage your Tindangle monsters inflict to your opponent each turn become doubled. You can banish this card from your graveyard and discard one Tindangle monster, add one Nagle's protection from your deck to your... So it can search itself. Oh my god, Tindangles. Yes, when they are out, guarantee I want to be building that deck. Maybe not in real life, but just as a troll, that'd be funny. Now we've got Ulo's Circuit. This is another Tindangle, so yeah, I'm laughing at these cards, guys. I'm loving this Tindangle stuff. Tindangle stuff and, you know, this card so far is the only thing I've been liking, really. Apart from some of the other troll cards you saw, but that was as a joke, really. Let's keep reading. So, this one is, while you control 3 or more Tindangle monsters, your opponent's monsters cannot attack once per turn. Okay, so if I control 3 different monsters, so 3 Tindangle monsters my opponent cannot attack, so I have to try and destroy this card. Once per turn during your standby phase, you can target one Tindangle monster you control, give control of it to your opponent. You can banish this card from your graveyard and discard one. I don't know why you would want to do that. During your standby phase, you can target one Tindangle monster you control, give it to your opponent. You don't want to do that. So that effect is just stupid. I mean, I've only read into Tindangles, but so far that's not something you want to be doing. You can banish this card from your graveyard and discard one Tindangle card. Add one, you know, so they both allow them to search themselves, which is pretty nice. I'm liking that. World Legacy Scars, that's about Mech Knights, so you know I'm going to hate it. All Mech Knight monsters on the field gain 300 attack. Once per turn, you can discard one Mech Knight monster or World Legacy card. Draw one card, so it's a -1. You can banish 8 Mech Knight monsters with different names. Oh my god. Send your opponent's entire hand and extra deck to the graveyard. If you have 8, that's just too much work. Then Then we've got Key to the World Legacy. When this card is activated, you can target one of your banished Mech Knight monsters or World Legacy cards added to your hand. So that's just something I don't want to be talking about. Mech Knights again. Magical Boost. Send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Then target one card on the field that you can place the spell counter on. So that's about the whole spell counters. So of course I'm not going to be liking them, because that's about the whole, you know, the magical beast thing that I didn't want to be talking about because I'm not a big fan of them. Now we've got Noble Knights. These cards should have happened around earlier, all the Noble Knight stuff, because that's not really an OP deck anymore. It was never really an OP deck. I never found it as one. But you know, this effect is target one noble monster you control, equipped one appropriate equipped spell from your deck to that monster. So that's pretty fun for Noble Knights. Nothing really to say about that though, it's just Noble Knight card. Power of the Guardian. When an attack is declared involving the equipped monster, place one spell counter. So that's all spell counter stuff. I don't want to be going into that. It's not, so far, like, there isn't much that I'm actually really liking. But you know, you never know with some cards. Like, I'm not liking a lot of this stuff because it either targets a particular deck that I don't find useful, or it's just not a useful card at this point in the game. So let's keep reading though. Let's try and give this set the benefit of the doubt, although I've said the only decent thing was Tindangles because they're a joke, but I would not buy this set just for them. I would buy them as singles, or I would trade for them as singles, preferably. Just as a troll, really. Add 2 face-up pendulum monsters with the same pendulum scale but different names from your extra deck to your hand. So that's just fun for pendulum decks, which, you know, that's pretty fun, so I'm going to leave that one up. Hey, Trunade! Okay! Okay, this one I did hear about. This one, oh, this is the one card that is worth getting for this set because it is giant Trunade, guys. It's just return all set spells and traps on the field to the hand. Okay, so if they don't, so unless they activate it, you know, it's useless. They're just so screwed over. Oh yes, I don't know why they would. I really hope it is called Hey Trunade, really. The English law given is not official, but I really hope it is called Hey Trunade. Yes, there's a card that is worth mentioning. Then we've got Downbeat. Tribute 1 face-up monster special summon. You know, that's just going down the level, so instead of the other card, it's just going down, which, you know, target 1 face-up monster special summon from your deck with the same original type and attribute, but 1 level lower than that tribute monster's original level. You can only activate. So one thing I can think of is Trickstars, but you know, they already do that so much. I can't really think of so many other decks that actually want to use that, so you know, I'm not going to call it the greatest card. Then we've got Asport. Target 1 target 1 monster in your main monster zone, move that monster you control to another. I don't like that. The whole moving monster zone is not something I'm a big fan of. Role reverse. Swap both players' life points. Your life points must be higher than your opponent's to activate. My life points have to be high, so why would I want to do that? Not enough memory. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry, I just had to reload the page. But the next card is Paralport Armor. It's a trap card, so you know, with the trap cards again, I don't really want to be going into these. This is to do with Link monsters, so I don't like that already. Signet, this is about Cyberse one, so I don't like that. I know I'm hating on this set, guys. Tribute, that's Rockets. I'm only hating on it because it doesn't really help a lot of stuff, and I can't keep on stressing that enough. Guys, if you want to be playing the best at this point, this is not a set you want to be picking up, trust me. Hey Trunade, yeah, that's good. If you want to be playing Fire, yeah, that other card is good. If you want to play Tindangles, yeah, this stuff is good. Like, Tindangle, I don't want to read into this whole effect because that's too much. But I mean, yeah, Tindangle stuff. But hell, the last card is this card, which is Altergeist. I don't even want to read that. I mean, seriously, guys, I want to finish on this card. Out of every single card in this entire set, you know, this is the one card you definitely want to be picking up, of course. But I mean, all the other stuff is not really useful. It's not really affecting in the meta. Tindangle, yeah, I'm only saying that because I like the way they look. I like how they activate and all that, and it's a funny troll card, but I'm not going to be playing that at any tournament that I want to actually be winning at because I don't think I would win. But I mean, you know, I really want to make this video. I like talking about the different sets. I know I talk about them a lot longer, and I really want to go into them a lot more, but that's just and that's what I like doing. And I really want you guys to comment down below, you know, out of all the cards you saw, what cards do you like? And do you agree with me? Hey True Nate is definitely the best card in this entire set. You know, out of all the other cards, what do you not like? I don't like a lot of stuff, so pretty much anything you say of, hey, I don't like this card, as long as it's not Tindangle, I'm probably going to agree with you. And as long as it's not this card, I'm definitely going to agree with you. But I mean, I really want you guys to comment down below, what's your opinions? And, you know, do you agree with me on this set? Do you not agree with me? Why and why not? And all that. I really want to hear you guys' opinions. And of course, comment down below what you guys want to see next. And if it's Yu-Gi-Oh related, you know I'm always happy to build it. And of course, if you guys want to chat with me, either the comments or just social networks, you can do that freely. Of course, I try and chat for you guys as fast and as quick as I can with you guys. I love chatting with you guys. I love getting advice from you guys. I get advice from you guys so I can make these videos. I like that, you know, you guys are taking my advice and you guys have just been so much supportive. I love that. So I really want to say a big thank you to all you guys. And, you know, check out all those channels I've mentioned in the past. They're always in the description down below, so check out them. You know, shout out to Awesome James. He's doing a lot of nice stuff lately. My Captain Edward, he's opening up more packs. Will the Reaper, I've only just found him by unlocking his deck profiles. Dark Magician A1, he's doing a lot of pack battles, so shout out to all you guys, man. And, you know, just check all of them out and just enjoy the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Itself, guys. Just have a lot of fun, you know, comment down below what you guys think of this set, what you think of all the sets to come, and, you know, what you guys want to see next. And, you know, if there's deck profiles that you want to see on any of this stuff, you know, and if I'm able to build it, I'll be happy to build it for you guys. But, of course, till then, until the next one, I hope you guys just keep on smiling, enjoy the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Itself, and that, of course, ends it for me, the Joker, and I'll see you next time, everybody.